So, the UN General Assembly just voted to condemn Israel's presence in the West Bank and Gaza, calling for its end within a year. What do you think about that?
It's a significant development, isn't it? It's not legally binding, but it reflects a strong international consensus against Israel's occupation.
That's a good point. It's a delicate balance between security and human rights. But this resolution seems to be pushing for a more peaceful solution, one that involves ending the occupation and allowing the Palestinians to have their own state.
Exactly. The resolution calls for a two-state solution, which is the only way to achieve lasting peace in the region. It's a long shot, but it's the best hope we have.
It's a long and complicated road ahead, but this resolution is a step in the right direction. It's a sign that the international community is taking the Palestinian issue seriously and is willing to put pressure on Israel to find a peaceful solution.
I agree. It's a significant moment, and it will be interesting to see how Israel responds. Will they ignore the resolution, or will they take it seriously and try to find a way to negotiate a peaceful solution?
That's the question, isn't it? It's a test of Israel's commitment to peace. Will they choose to continue the occupation, or will they finally take steps towards a two-state solution?
Only time will tell. But this resolution is a powerful reminder that the world is watching and that the international community is demanding a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Absolutely. It's a powerful statement, especially considering the vote was 124-14. It's clear that the international community is putting pressure on Israel to change its policies.
And the fact that the U.S. opposed it, despite being Israel's closest ally, shows just how divided the world is on this issue.
Right. The U.S. has always been a staunch supporter of Israel, but even they seem to be acknowledging the growing international pressure. This resolution could be a turning point.
It's certainly a significant step. The resolution calls for Israel to withdraw its forces and evacuate settlers from the occupied territories. It also urges countries to impose sanctions on those responsible for maintaining Israel's presence in the territories and to halt arms exports to Israel if they're suspected of being used there.
That's a lot of pressure. It's interesting that the resolution also calls for Israel to pay reparations to Palestinians for the damage caused by its occupation. That's a bold move.
It's a recognition of the human cost of the occupation. The Palestinians have suffered greatly, and this resolution acknowledges that.
It's a complex situation, though. Israel argues that it has a right to defend itself from terrorism, and that Hamas, which controls Gaza, is a terrorist organization. How do you see that argument playing out?
It's a valid point, but it doesn't justify the occupation. The international community has repeatedly condemned Hamas's violence, but that doesn't give Israel the right to occupy Palestinian territories indefinitely.